to be learning how to build a site using Google Sites. And the first thing you want to know is that the site that you're looking at right now is a sample site. You can use this at any time to go back and look at what can be included on yours. The link to this sample site will be found in the description of this video below, so you can use it as an example. You can see that there's going to be three main parts to your site. You're going to have courses, activities, and then your self-motivated learning project. So here we can open up a new tab, and we're going to go to sites.google.com. And when we go to sites.google.com, we are going to start with a blank site. So when you're starting, you want to go, instead of having an untitled site in the upper left-hand corner, you're actually going to title this with your student ID number. So think about the 6-digit student ID number and go ahead and put that in. For now, I'm going to put mine in as 654321. I know that is not your student ID number, but make sure that your student ID number is in there correctly. And then you will see that it will show up on the upper left-hand corner of your page. To make sure that we can publish this site, we're going to go ahead and click on Publish, and it will have your web address here. And you can see that your web address is sites.google.com/hkis.edu.hk/ and then your student ID number. And we're going to click on Publish. And this will automatically publish your site. It's very important that you publish every time you make a change so you have the most updated site available. So we will go ahead and start by titling your site. You can be very simple with it. You can be creative, but remember, this is a representation of who you are. It's an online portfolio, so you can do it very simple. I'm going to call mine Megan's site. And at this point, we can add some customization to our banner. So I'm going to change my image, and I'm going to select an image, and we have a gallery inside. We can choose from different backgrounds inside of our gallery, but if we would like to do a search, we can also do a search. This search is inside of Google, and so you want to make sure that you're searching inside of Google so you have images that you are able to be reused. So I'm going to search blue backgrounds because I like the color blue. And this will give me a wide variety of different backgrounds to choose from. It's very simple. So I'm going to choose this one here, and I'm going to click select. Now, this will adjust a little bit. If you want to change the image, you can change it to the top of the image, to the bottom, to the left, or to the right. Or if you want it just at the center, you can click in the center. At this point, now we want to go ahead and think about how we want our layouts. And this is our home page. This is going to be the first thing that people see. So we're going to keep it very simple. When we look at our sample, we have courses, activities, and self-motivated learning project. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the layouts I have here on the right-hand side. And I'm going to click the layout that has the 3 pictures and then the descriptions underneath. So if I click this, this will automatically come up, and I'm going to do courses, activities, and then SML project. And I want to think about, how do I want to represent these particular parts of my site. So for courses, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select an image, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did before, where I'm going to do a Google search. So I'm going to click on Google image search, and I'm going to put in books because this is going to represent my learning. And I can select from some of the books that are in here. I really like this picture of the desk with the books on it. So I'm going to choose this image here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick an image for my activities and then for my self-motivated learning project. At this point, I'm going to add some text underneath that describes where you would go. If you were to click on any of those places. Now, take a couple minutes to make your own homepage. You can go ahead and pause this video, and at that point, once you have made your own changes, you can go ahead and unpause it and learn how to add pages. Okay, now we're ready to add some pages. This is just our home page. So we want to go into pages, and we want to start with our courses, then activities, and then SML project. So I'm going to create 3 new pages, and my first page is going to be called courses. And then my second page is going to be called activities. And then my third page is going to be called SML project. And make sure that you are spelling words correctly and that you are representing who you are as a student, and you're being very aware of this. As you see at the top, you have now 4 pages. You have your homepage, your courses, your activities, and then your SML projects. But there's nothing on those pages. So we're going to add a little bit to those pages. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to our homepage, and we are going to link these 3 pages. The first one is going to be our courses. So we're going to click, we're going to highlight courses, click link, and then go to our courses. We're going to do the same thing with activities. And then the same thing with our SML project. Now you can go through and you can do the same thing with the images if you want to link the images. If I click my image once, I won't get the option to link it, but if I click it again, then I will get the option to link, and I can do the same thing and click apply. And I have done the same thing with my activities and then my SML project. Go ahead and pause the video now and make your 3 new pages, and then link them to your home page. Once you've done that, unpause and keep going. Now it's time to add content to each of our pages. So the first page that we're going to add content to is going to be our courses page. If you are in grade 6, you want to start by adding your SPICES courses. You can also add some of your core courses as well, but let's start by adding some of your SPICES courses. So I'm going to go into my insert, and the first course that I am going to add is I'm going to make sure that I have a course for computing to learn, and then I'm going to have one for culinary arts. I'm going to have one for health. I will have one for religious studies. I'll have one for drama, and then I will also have one for art. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 of these. And the first one will say computing to learn. So you have 2 options at this point. You can add a little description underneath each of these images, so to tell you where you will go. The other thing is if you want to remove that, you can remove the description below, because we will be adding pages for all of these. So if you want to remove these descriptions, that's fine. And then you're going to add some images that will describe some of the things that you are doing. So at this point, you are ready to add some pages that connect with these courses. So I'm going to go ahead into my pages, and under courses, I am going to add a page, and I'm going to call it Computing to Learn. And if you see that it has been created underneath my courses, but I want it as a subpage. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag this under courses, and it will be created underneath. And I'm going to pull all of these under my courses. And so now I have subpages underneath of my courses. And I'm also going to do one for health. So I've now created all of my pages that go under my courses. And if you look at the top of your screen at the menu, you can see that I have all of these under courses as well. And so it makes it nice and easy for me to be able to use these pages very easily. I'm going to drag my Computing to Learn up to the top because I know that I am going to be using that a lot in this class. And if you take a look under courses for Computing to Learn, there are a number of different things that we will be doing in this class. The first thing that I want you to do is I actually only want you to create a different page for Turtle Art and for Tinkercad. So we'll be creating those two pages first, and then in class we will create the additional pages. So in your site, you can go ahead and add a page that says Tinkercad, and then you can add a page that is for Turtle Art. Now, when you create these two pages, these are under Computing to Learn. So we're going to create a subpage under Computing to Learn. So you can then have your subpage under Computing to Learn here. Take a minute to pause and create your pages and then your subpages under Computing to Learn. We're now going to go back to our Computing to Learn page, and we will go ahead and insert. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and insert two of the layouts that look like this. And then my next step is I'm going to link again, just like I did before. As I'm doing this, go ahead and pause and you can link your own. Now we have our courses. We have in Computing to Learn, we have the two additional pages, and then you have your other courses that you can use for other classes. We will now go into our activities page. In our activities, we're actually not going to add any additional pages, but we are going to go ahead and we are going to take a look at our activities page on our sample site. And on our sample site, we have three things that are of interest to me. So robotics, eventing, and then hiking. I talk about some of my interests. I talk about why I am passionate about them. I have about 3 sentences for each of these particular activities. This is going to help your teachers get to know you a little bit. So take a few minutes to add a template. You can simply do your 3 templates, your 3 picture template, and you can write your activities and then add text. At this point, you now have your activities page completed. You also should have your courses page completed. If you have not linked your courses pages to the pages that you created, you can go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go back and do that quickly. So you can do that as well. So pause and make sure that you have done that. Okay, now that everything is completed, you should go ahead and click the word publish in the upper right-hand corner. You will see the draft, and then you will see what you currently have published. So on the right-hand side is currently what people would see. On the left-hand side is what is new, and you can see the changes on the far left. So I'm going to go ahead and click on publish. Now my site is published. So I'm going to go ahead and click the drop down arrow and click where it says view published site. This is what you will see when you submit your site. So you're going to click on the home button and you see courses. So you want to make sure that all of your links work. So, okay, if I want to go to my art page, I have this here. It's okay if some of your pages are blank because you will continue to add to that. Just like right now, we have our SML project, but we don't have anything on that page. That's okay. I want to make sure that my activities are updated. I have my activities. if I have my home page, and I can click to all of these and it will go to the correct page. So once I click home, I want to make sure that I am at this page. It ends in home. When I go to submit anytime, I want to make sure that my site is updated, published, and then I can use this link here and I can submit on Schoology so we can get some feedback. Let me know if you have any questions.